And I have some news for you.
Are you taking it?
Dibs.
Well, I heard something about a wardrobe sale that I had to get in on. So some of those
Take
little,
what you want, honey.
Those little leather vests and stuff. Those are mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have so many leather vests in my wardrobe. I don't know what to do with it.
So seriously, are you seriously going to take the metronome?
All right. Well, we'll have to have a bigger talk about this.
Well, can we like split it maybe?
Yes,
Like
totally.
you get it for
It'll
like
be
a
the
month.
sisterhood of the traveling metronome. I have no
Done
doubt.
deal. Let's do that. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have to take a moment to compliment you on your look, sir. I'm a big hat person, so I'm very excited by the bowler. And are you? Forgive my ignorance. I see.
Oh yes, Clock came from Batman.
Oh, okay. Got it. I was gonna go with one of the doctors, but I've seen one episode of Doctor Who, so forgive my ignorance.
Oh no, you need a lot more clothing for that one.
Yeah, right. Portable TARDIS.
So you, my dear,
Yes.
are the scandalous fashionista of the show.
Am I?
Well, for the last 5 seasons, you have been the iconic geek girl on
I guess so.
TV.
Wow.
Not your personal style. You're a little bit more chic and elegant, a little bit more New York. Claudia, though, is this kind of grungy, fun, fashionable, gadgety girl.
Yeah.
My question for you, twofold. First off, have you personally ever added any to the wardrobe of Claudia?
Definitely. Both all the wardrobe fittings from the very beginning have been this awesome collaborative experience between myself and Joanne Hansen, our designer, who has such an incredible eye for texture and lines that just knows how to make somebody look great. And but when I came on, you know, at 18, she was like, "Bring yourself to this." You know, like, how do you see her accessorizing? And for a while there was a learning curve and figuring out what it was. But you know, for example, in at the beginning of season 4, when Claudia brought Steve back to life, for that scene with Kate Mulgrew and the metronome and the ritual of bringing him back, all the jewelry I wore was from my own collection, and it was all sort of pieces that symbolized something to me. I wore Tibetan prayer beads in honor of Steve's Buddhism. I wore an anatomically correct heart since we were restarting his heart. A lot of stuff that was just comforting to me and made me feel like, oh, this is part of the ceremony. So, and then, you know, I've been able to collaborate with cool local designers like Play Dead Cult or Missy Industry out of Montreal, and then as my personal style evolves and matures, so does Claudia's. So that's been cool too.
Nice. Now you guys talked about the little leather vest, stealing them from work.
Yeah.
Have you taken a couple pieces home?
Not too many, because you know when we didn't know how long we were going for, you can't really steal if you don't know that you know what you're going to need the next year. But I've certainly borrowed.
Can you tell us how many pieces you have borrowed?
Yeah, I actually borrowed this pair of purple high heels that I wore when we went undercover at the horse races. I wore them last night.
Okay.
I wore them to the Walking Dead party while I was jumping around cheering for Weezer.
Okay. Which is awesome, the zombies that were walking around eating people's heads.
Oh, great.
Did you see the car?
No, I missed the car.
When you walked in, there was a Honda that they had redone to be like a cruiser you could battle zombies with.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's from the movie. Pretty cool.
Awesome.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Towards the show. Do you think now that the show's ending, do you think that your character will end in a place that you're going to be happy with?
Yes, I can speak very confidently because we've read all the episodes that I could not be happier with Claudia's resolution. It's I think the fans are going to love it. I love it. I cried when I read the finale. I think we probably all did. It's so satisfying. But Saul's been saying, I don't know if you've talked to him yet, what he came up with in the other room was unexpected but inevitable. And I really like that. Yeah.
Can you talk about Claudia's progression? Because we know, you did talk about it earlier, about Claudia's preceding revelations with her relationship with Artie as her basically father.
Yeah.
She has a sister.
Yeah, well, the news about Claire Donovan really affects the Claudia-Artie relationship in that Artie's been lying to Claudia about a member of her family being alive for 12 years? 15 years, which is something that you have to heal from. This father figure somehow still withholding news about your family from you. That's so important. So they have to move past that, and Artie has to learn that Claudia is an adult and doesn't need protecting all the time. But at the same time, Claudia has to learn that there are some things in adulthood that you can't fix. She's had the advantage of the warehouse when it comes to saving Joshua from the interdimensional space, bringing Steve back to life, and I think the writers were talking about it's going to be important for her to really have an adult moment where she realizes maybe I can't fix this, and it's heartbreaking. But don't worry, because it's the warehouse, and we always figure out a way to make it end happily.
So you've read the final. I'm sorry.
No. Go.
You've read the final script. Do you feel like there's space if you want to do? We were talking earlier about this being the kind of show that might show up as a comic book at some point. Do you feel like there's space for that?
Definitely space for it. The good news is nobody dies of a horrible death. Everyone's sort of legacy is sort of left up to interpretation, but in a not in a vague way. I don't want it to seem like this finale is unsatisfying. It's so satisfying. It's comforting. You know that these characters will live on, I think a Warehouse 13 comic book is totally realistic.
Would you want to see it? Would you want Claudia in a comic book?
Why not? I already have an action figure. Why stop there?
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that thing.
I've got a question. We know that there's going to be a nice fight over the metronome.
Yeah.
But out of all the artifacts that Claudia's dealt with, which one is the most important to you? Which one is the one that you'd love to take home?
Well, honestly, it is the metronome, because that storyline of bringing Steve back to life was so emotional and so important to Claudia and her relationship to Steve, and it was one of my favorite storylines. I mean, they all kind of run together as one really happy, huge episode. But that's my favorite artifact, and so that's why I'm not going to back down from Mary. He deserves it because it's brought him back to life. But I'm a musician. I will use that thing every day.
Hopefully we'll get to find out who won.
Beyond the show ending, what are some of your goals for the next performances or TV shows or taking over New York stage or whatever?
Oh man,
what's in the future?
You just threw out a bunch of things that I really love and get me excited. I have a bunch of great projects on the horizon. I'm developing a project right now about Woody Guthrie. I shot a short film directed by Jennifer Lynch and starring Rob Tepper as Woody, and that's being edited right now. So hopefully that'll show up soon. I have a music video, not that I'm playing in, but that I'm dancing in, coming out on Tuesday on Red Eye Chicago by a band called Bummer, and I'm really excited about it. Their EP is really impressive, and I want them to become the toast of Pitchfork and all this wonderful stuff. Actor Devin Gray from Dexter, among other things, has written a fantastic dramatic script about the aftermath of a school shooting, and I have a cameo in that we'll hopefully shoot sometime in the fall. And then, I've been lucky enough to just fall in with a group of creative people who are constantly coming up with, things to do to stay creative and keep making things. So, yeah, never look back. Just keep looking ahead. I would love to do another play in New York. I had so much fun last year when I was there. I've never been happier. Going to rehearsal every day, seeing shows at night, dance class up on the Upper West Side. It was the best.
If you could make an artifact, what would the artifact's power be?
If I created one in my personal life?
Yeah.
Over there, I was saying, somebody asked, if is there an artifact from history you think would be interesting? And I thought Woody Guthrie's guitar. It would be, how powerful to unite a group of people and start a movement. I think that would be interesting. But from my own life, I have this anchor ring that was made special for me in honor of my grandmother, who I'm named after and who was the first civilian woman to anchor an aircraft carrier. And that means so much to me. And I actually, when I flew out here, I went downstairs to get in the car and I didn't have it on. And I said to the driver, can you wait a second? And I went back upstairs to put my anchor ring on.
Nice.
Because it's comforting. So I feel like that's probably my artifact. My anchor ring it surrounds me with my family.
What's her name? If you don't mind my asking.
My grandmother's name was Betty Alison.
Awesome.
So